Hello, welcome back to my underworld. Before I dive into the interview for the Pantychrist fans, and I just want to remind them, and whoever's watching this, that I'm not speaking for the band, just myself, and my experiences before and after being in the band, okay? So, yeah. But I want to talk about the gang stalking experiences I've had and the weirdness around all of that. Like, I'm not going to go into too much details about certain things because it's not for the public to know. But I mean, I made a list of some strange things, and like, you guys can tell me if it's gang stalking or it's all in my head. So, um, it's gonna sound random, but here we go. Okay, so when I was like maybe, I don't know, 20, not even, I was at a local watering hole in Belleville called the Duke with a friend named Dan Rankin or something like that. Like, I can't remember his last name, but um, he was a solid witness. Either way, it was late. It was probably like close to closing time. And there was a guy with a Batman shirt and a cowboy hat and a briefcase. And I'm like, I needed a drink, right? So back in the day, I was such a lush. Like, I didn't really like have like any standards. So I was asking people for free drinks and shit like that. So I asked this guy, I'm like, hey, you look like you could buy me a drink, so give me a drink. And he said no. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And I like carried on to do my own thing with my buddy. But then the guy was like, hey, come here. And so I went over to his table and he like opens his briefcase and it's full of fucking lollipops. Okay. So me being the weirdo that I am, boundaries are so important. I can't stress how important boundaries are. So if you don't have them now, have them because it'll save you a lot of bullshit. I wish somebody told me these specific things long ago, but I had to figure it out the hard way. Okay? So when I grabbed the lollipops, underneath them was a fucking gun. Yeah. Lollipops, a guy with a cowboy hat and a Batman shirt, and a gun. Okay? In a briefcase that looks like a briefcase from fucking CSI or whatever. Like, you know, people that like have like a lot of money or drugs or something in it. But there was no drugs and there was no money. It was just lollipops and a fucking gun. Okay? It's probably more closer to actually 18. I don't know. It's hard to remember dates, but the shit did happen. Okay? Because it's left an imprint on my soul and my mind. So there's no way that like I'm forgetting this shit. After, like, you know, I might not keep it up like at the forefront of my memory and tell everybody all the time, but when I reflect on shit, it's not hard to remember. So, um, that was weird. Whoever sent that guy to, is that gang stalking? Is that just a really random, weird fucking thing? Oh, and the weirdest part about it, actually, when we walked away, me and my buddy, I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. This guy's nuts. And he shouted from the balcony, "You're jealous of Lady Gaga!" How gay is that? Like, who the fuck? Like, I'm in the middle of Belleville trying to get a beer with an acoustic guitar. Okay? I carried it with me everywhere. Pretty sure Lady Gaga doesn't play the fucking guitar, so I don't know where that came from or who's saying what. But again, this is a form of gang stalking because there's like a narrative of me that somebody or some people want to push, and it's just not making sense to me, man. And I hope it's not making sense to you guys because, like, who the fuck is this horrible? Nobody. It's all fucking bullshit in reality. Like, I'm being painted as somebody way worse than I am. And the game's over. Let's hope. Anyways. So, another weird thing. It's gay. Very gay. But, my mom would rent out rooms. So she fixed up my old room. I no longer have a room at my mom's house, like, at all. There's no me staying there. Maybe, like, on the couch once in a while, but there's no, like, you know, most people have, like, a house they've been in their whole life, and they have their own bedroom, and that's always there. Well, I don't have that. So, um, she rented it out, and that's fine, because I can take care of myself, and she needed the extra money, blah, blah, blah. But, one of the guys that she rented it to, I was visiting from Toronto, so I'd stay on her couch, and I was talking to this guy, and he's like, my wife died, blah, 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 blah. So that's unfortunate. But either way, randomly, $40 went missing. Like, I was sleeping on the couch, so I think he went through my wallet while I was sleeping and then took off. But the guy never came back. He never came back to collect his bike, there's a briefcase too. There's another briefcase situation. Like, this weird briefcase thing is fucking strange. But, never came back for anything. None of his stuff. And the weirdest part about all that and him saying his wife died and whatever is because when I looked through his shit in his room, I helped my mom go through it all. There was a briefcase, and in that briefcase was pictures of a priest with like a rainbow schmuck or whatever, and there was like a rosary that was like rainbow colored, super gay. And there's pictures of him marrying this like older priest, and the priest looked about like, I don't know, way older than him. So he would have been like maybe in his 30s at the time, but the priest was like in his 80s. So safe to say it's not his wife, but I found that very strange. He married a priest and calls him his wife. No idea. As for the briefcase situation, here's another thing. So I was sitting at McDonald's on King West in Toronto, and some random dude dressed pretty well, considering King Street, like, King West is pretty rough. Like, so most people getting food there, like, if you're fancy, you're going through the drive-through, but if you're, like, in the restaurant part, you're, like, accustomed to the homeless losers and the nastiness that comes with all that area. It's actually been shut down since, but I remember I was sitting there using the Wi-Fi, and some guy with a briefcase appears, and he's just like, "Can you watch this?" And I just was like, "Sure." So I continued using the internet, and the briefcase sat on the seat in front of me, like across from me, for like 20 minutes, man. The guy was in the washroom for a really long time, like a really long time. And then all of a sudden appears and is like, "Thank you," and fucks off. Like, truthfully, that to me felt like a setup in any way. Like, if I touched that briefcase, it's like I felt like it was like gonna prank me. Like, the alarms are gonna go off, like fucking jail time, you know, like just the cops show up and blah 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 blah. Like, so I didn't touch the fucking thing because automatically that like felt like some sort of setup in some way. But this is like examples of being gang stalked, not just by like random people, but by like the government. Like, I've unfortunately had to live under a false identity for a very long time because my peers are famous and they have a vendetta against me and they don't want to see me successful in any way. So in order to keep me from success and gaining any support outside of their fucking Nazi parade is pretty much next to impossible. So that's why I'm like utilizing YouTube now, because if like the only reason why these people have advanced and really had a good control over the narrative of my life is because I wasn't there or I didn't know what was going on. So it's like there's a big circus fucking parading off my back while I'm like half out of it, fucked up. Like, you know, while they orchestrate all the attacks and the deaths. Like, I had to attend numerous fucking funerals over the years. Like, it's just insane. It's a bit excessive, not gonna lie. Okay? So, there's 3 examples of, like, the briefcase situation. What do you think? Strange? You know, seems a bit strange to me. But, again, I'm not, like, gonna define gang stalking. There's, like, all different types of it. Like, there's electronic harassment. There's, like, the legal harassment or whatever, the social peer group abuse, family gang stalking. Like, there's all sorts of different types of it. So I'm not here to define what it is to be gang stalked. I'm not going to define the perfect target because that's irrelevant. These people will target anybody. So it doesn't really matter. It's not like we're special. Just some people are easier to target because 1, they don't have family support as good as other people. 2, they don't have financial support as other people. 3, they may have run-ins with the law, so it's easy to gaslight more crimes onto these types of people, which includes my own demographic, I guess. Which is weird because I started out as such a good student, and it's unfortunate that like my mom had issues, and those issues really did affect me. And it kind of shaped my future into something that I never would have imagined as a child. But I thought I was going to grow up to be a doctor one day. But, you know, like, even if I were to go to school to be a doctor, unfortunately, when you have like a history, people will gang stalk you everywhere. So the reviews, like, you'll just get harassed, and then people won't want to work with you or hire you places. It's a nightmare. So when I stress to people, especially younger people, to not follow in my footsteps and to be better than me, it's not because I don't want you to have a good time. I'm reminding you that this isn't a good time, and it's a lot better to have a good time being like educated and safe from these types of situations, okay? Because if I had a different family social group, I would have been protected differently. But because of my race, my young mother, she's a teen mom, you know, the racial barriers between people, it kind of alienated me, and I paved my own way throughout it all, okay? So I'm not here begging to be claimed by white or black people. Never have, never will. I just hope that just as much as I've heard their opinions, they can hear mine as well, and maybe take it into account that mulatto lives matter too. Okay? So, more gang stalking experiences. Like, um, just as simple as Francesco, my ex, him being in my life, him as well as Gualberto. Their purpose in my life was to get close to me, get information on me, get into my electronics to hack me and control things. So they're siphoning off my phone calls and whatever I'm working on, they can get a good idea about it so that they can, in America, with all their money, do whatever I'm planning on doing, just do it like better and quicker and like whatever, because they've had years of financial gains off me being fucking disabled. So that's why they're ahead. It's not that it was stolen from me. I truly did get sick. I was disabled from like 2020, 21 to about 2023, off and on. It was a very draining process to deal with all this shit with my doctors. Yeah, it's just been a back-to-back nightmare. So I just want to clear it up that it's not easy for like people to take shit from me. It's just the fact that they preyed on me for so long, and they knew when I was disabled and the things that would like set me off, like childhood trauma and whatever, and they played this game around me for so long that I felt like real life. Like I couldn't disassociate or separate, like, you know, their games from reality. But now I know what's going on. It's easier to handle and to deal with. Like, when you think you're to blame for all the problems in your life, it's very depressing and sad. So that causes suicidal tendencies. But now I know I'm not responsible for all the problems in my life. What's there to be suicidal about? Let's just expose these fuckers and call it a day, right? So that's the goal. But it's not so much about exposing people. I just want people to know who I am, what I've been through, and why they should shut the fuck up about me, you know, because they've been wrong, okay? So him being in my life solely to live in my hometown, alienate me from people, any artist that he knows or can get a hold of or whatever is dead. Like my buddy JG Grimes shot in Belleville, my other rapper fucking buddy Quinn Taylor dead. I can't find Jacob Gia. He's another artist that was on the rise, and I haven't heard from since 2020, which is around the time I split with Francesco. Gangstalking him, like a couple weeks ago, he was sitting at the end of my road at Ron's Auto. And Ron's Auto is so outdated. There's no way that his new car, is getting any parts at Ron's Auto. And the fact that he like was there right when I like was walking by, like he knew I was going to be at that spot at that exact fucking time because he's GPS stalking me. I know it because the numerous times I've seen him around, and it's like this isn't accidental. He's GPS stalking me. Okay. And, I don't know how long this has been going on where they siphon my conversations. So I'm having conversations with my hackers, and they're having conversations with my resources, and it's like been a life fucking swap solely through the internet. because nobody takes real life seriously anymore. It's just like whatever's on the internet goes. But I'm trying to tell you guys, like, no, like, this has all been like staged in a way to benefit this Nazi fucking satanic agenda that has been formed around my life since high school, thanks to Dana fucking Dentata. I've said it enough times, but I'm not trying to get mad at my viewers and shit. Like, I'm not yelling at you guys. It's just unbelievable how much damage can be done when you don't know about these things. Like, I didn't know about gang stalking. I didn't know about Satanism to its extent. Like, I was never a Satanist. I just was like atheist, and I didn't believe in anything. I wasn't sure what to believe in, and I kind of was like native, right? So like, I was like nature oriented, but the universe is more than just the earth. So I've learned there's a lot more to all this. Either way, Franco gang stalking my hometown just to turn people against me, that is gang stalking, okay? Like, otherwise, what is his purpose? You know? Because if I was such a horrible girlfriend, like, why am I the one running away from him? Like, he's literally following me around, trying to, like, make me jealous with other females and shit like that. And it's like, I want nothing to fucking do with him, and I haven't for years. Like, the illusion of me being obsessed with people is more beneficial to them than me, okay? So, I don't know, think what you want. But when I was dating him, like, people would take pictures of me at my work, like, while I was bartending. Him, like, gang stalking my fucking lawyer. He's taken over my lawyer, and my lawyer thinks that I'm the problem now. Like, in some weird fucking way. But I know they know I'm not the problem. They just know that it's more entertaining for them to play a predatorial role in my life to punish me, because that's what they think that I'm like. Well, they want people to think that. They know I'm not a piece of shit. They're just really holding tight to that reputation that they've crafted for me so that they can do weird shit without anybody looking at them. Okay? So I'm like the captain scapegoat for all douchebags in fucking Canada, apparently. Lawyer included. Like, thanks a lot, fuckface. And I think it stems from the fact that, like, years ago, I was defending 6ix9ine on the internet, and, like, and that doesn't mean I was saying what happened to, the younger female was okay. I was just just detailing the fact that misconduct and being a pedophile are two different fucking things. Like, he was 18 when he was charged with being a pedophile, and, like, that's what everybody was calling him. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I know pedophiles, and they don't look like that. They're not 18 years old. If anything, he was still a kid. He no doubt needed therapy and some sort of, like, education on, like, sex ed and whatever, but he was used as, like, to make an example of, you know, because he was a famous rapper at that age, so people are jealous. But, like, for some reason, Franco observed all this, and he thinks that my interest in 6ix9ine is because he likes young girls. No. The reason why I was standing up for him is because I'm half black. His whole crew is black. He's a white boy. Honestly, like, I just was like, this guy, I'm sure if he just got wind of me or whatever, he would save my ass too. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way because of how crazy everything's turned out. And no doubt, none of these people in America want to come to Canada, thinking that, like, they're gonna be here very long without getting fucking shot or something, because, like, everybody's dropping like fucking flies, for real. And there's a reason for it. And it's not just accidental overdoses and mental health issues. They're being targeted and murdered, whatever. I truly didn't expect much or anything from 6ix9ine when I was doing that, when I was defending him. I just figured he was like me, and he was like Ethan, and people love to make up shit about people to ruin their careers, to ruin their lives. So again, I was not saying anything about that kid. Me not bringing up defending her is because he didn't do anything to her. Misconduct doesn't mean rape. Like, just because you're in the same vicinity as somebody who's done something doesn't mean you were even aware of it or you were a part of it. So there's, like, details to these things, okay? And, like, it was a dream of mine at a time when I was with Francesco because of how much he loved hip-hop. I was so irritated by it all that I just kind of made these nasty, bitchy demos that he thought were directed at him. But they're just random. It's just music, man. Like, it wasn't directed at anybody. I just make music here and there and share it on YouTube to show my skills. So just in case people want to work with me or whatever, there is like a portfolio of stuff that I've done. Okay. But like, I almost got to meet him in 2018. Unfortunately, more gang stalking weirdo shit happened. Like, this guy, I was having a hard time getting into the strip clubs because of a license situation. Like, I had like the one part of it, but I didn't have like the full thing. So I'm like, I got to go back to Canada and figure this like legal shit out. So this random guy comes up to me and like takes me out for a couple drinks and then brings me back to this place, but it was fucked up and there was like a drain in the middle of the floor that looked like people were like butchered there and drained out. So as soon as I could, I got the fuck out of there. He tried begging me to come back and I was like running the fuck away, like, no, you're fucked, goodbye. And then I ended up, my phone was constantly running out of power. It ended up dying, and I ended up getting into a car with some random fucking guy to charge my phone, and he tried to pull weird shit on me as well, but luckily the doors did not lock. That's godsend kind of shit. And I opened the door and I ran the fuck away. And then eventually I found two cops, and I just wanted to get home. So me on my way to meet up with like this guy named Slosher and Creature Lagoth, whatever. Not too sure, but they were all with 6ix9ine, and I was on my way to see them, but I got lost and fucking nearly kidnapped, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm going home. So yeah, then he was like literally arrested not long after that for some crazy shit, fired his whole like crew, and got racketeering charges and other stupid shit. I don't know, it's hard to keep up with because he's him, but yeah, I've lost interest in all of that. Like, he's more than fine. Like, and he's not a pervert. See, where Franco thinks like he can do these things, like he thinks that like I like younger guys, and he uses his son, who I didn't know that he had until like months into our fucking relationship, and his son's name was Ethan. And that's the same name as my first love, who passed away. And like, but this is the weirdest part about it, is that these girls picked him to like prey on me, knowing that like I would have some emotional attachment because of the name thing. And it just pulled on my emotions. So leaving him was like harder than I ever like thought, because it wasn't like I could leave him. Like, they already had all this shit planned around me to sink me as this type of criminal that like abuses young girls and boys, and then they wanted to restart another generation of this abuse, this ritualistic abuse, just on the younger people in my family, my nieces and nephews. And so long as everybody thinks I'm the crazy one, they don't look at them at all. So, and they've been getting away with murder and all sorts of creepy fucking shit, especially with abusing me. And yes, he's abused me. Like, otherwise, why would I not be with somebody handsome and loving if they weren't abusive as fuck? Like, he needs help. So, more gang stalking bullshit. Like, I was banned at the library. I was having hacking issues, and I posted on Facebook, I'm going to the library to work on some shit, and then all of a sudden this random bitch I've never met in my life, and even that day I never met her, she just went to the security people and claimed that I attacked her. And then all of a sudden some guy with a piece of paper just throws it on my computer desk and says that I'm banned for like 3 months. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I literally didn't do anything, and I don't know who the hell this chick is at all. Quinlan. She called Queeflin, whatever the fuck she wants to call herself. One of my childhood friends' baby moms. But again, I haven't seen him in years. It's just weird that like the police had to get involved with her claims, and they looked on the camera. They saw that I didn't do anything because I wasn't fucking there. It's just her by herself on her fucking phone. So charges were dropped. But I just want to like say, like, these types of females exist all over the globe. Like, just because somebody said I did something doesn't mean I actually fucking did it, or anybody did. Like, so if we're like not believing in hearsay, if you want to not believe in anything that I say, please don't believe in anything those wacky bitches say either. Thank you. Because it's all fucking lies at the end of the day. And I have the proof. Okay? So, there's like so much weird shit. Like, even just like a couple days ago, like last week, I was walking downtown early in the morning and there's a guy on a fucking squeaky bike. Like, and he was following behind me for so long. Like, it literally, like, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my god, is this guy gonna pass? Like, ride his bike past me, not just like clink behind really slowly on a bike. Like, go past, retard. I didn't want to say anything. I just wanted to see how long he would follow me. And he literally followed me for so fucking long until I saw some random people finally. And I just kind of was like, hey, like, you know, just because I kind of recognized them. But as soon as I said hey to them, he smiles at me and then fucks off. So I don't know what that's about, but it's creepy because they don't say hello. They just look at you and smile and stalk. Yeah, they stalk. Fuck, it's nuts. Like, growing up, my mom had parties all the time, and it wasn't really partying. It was more like prolonged drug abuse that mimicked partying. Um, but like, they would steal my clothes, my boots, my fucking art. Like, I had a Jimi Hendrix painting that I did that was stolen and probably sold for crack. Like, my guitars. My mom used to pawn my fucking guitars. She'd always get them back in some way. Like, if she couldn't get that one back, she'd get me a different one eventually, like, or whatever. But still, just, that's not fucking cool. Like, who wants to, like, go write an amazing song and then you go to grab your guitar and it's in the fucking pawn shop because your mom can't get her drug habit in order. So she's not like that anymore, and neither am I. But I just want to make it clear, like, who I was before wasn't like a really bad person. It's just how people viewed me being unhealed. So I cried a lot, I complained a lot, and I was just emotional, very emotional and outbursty and confusing to some people, I'm sure, because they don't know what I've been through. But I was definitely made crazy. Like, I wasn't just born crazy. Like, I'm not just like doing this for entertainment purposes. Like, the endless accusations, the grief, the shame, the guilt that you're carrying that isn't even yours, but because the world thinks that you're a fucking monster, it's hard not to like absorb that energy for what it is. Yeah, like the first chick I ever was friends with as a stripper, she's dead. Like, they're gang stalking even the people that I met like over the years. It's just weird. Like, my first love, dead. One of my best friends, Jesse Bonello, dead. A guy that I fell in love with during the pandemic. Sorry if I didn't say that right. Pandemic. Dead. Like, my rapper buddy, JG Grimes and Quinn Taylor. And then my other friend in Barcelona. He's been missing, I guess. I don't know what's happened to him. He hasn't been on the internet since 2020. And he's an artist too, and he's really good looking. So, like, I don't understand. The first officer in my family, Ryan Powless, he's dead. A drunk driver going the wrong way, which I think was like a GPS stalking situation too. Like, they targeted him and crashed into him. But that could be a fluke accident. I don't know. But the fact that like that happened the same year that I was touring with Pantychrist, as well as when my first love was shot dead in Alberta, and he didn't kill himself. He definitely did not. So, like, more gang stalking shit. Like, there's a fucking, like, when I was living downtown Toronto on Thorburn, there was a shooting the night before, but like, there's some random black guy in all white with like gold rings and like jewelry, very clean looking, like, black men, like, and rich looking in a way. But I was coming from like the opposite end of the area that I was in. Like there was up King Street was a parade, like the Caravana parade, whatever, and then you go the other way, and then there's like a strip of little bars, and I used to go to Tasties all the time. That's what it's called, Tasties. And on my way back, there was cops all over the place. I didn't know what happened, but he was just like walking towards me, and he's like, "Can I use your washroom?" And I said, "Yeah," and then he just chilled with me. He didn't say anything. Like, I just talked, like, because that's what I used to do. Now I'm not doing that so much because of how weird everybody is, but like, I just like to hang out and talk at people. Talk, talk, talk. So that's what I did. I talked my shit, and he just sat there and listened, and then took off, and I've never seen the guy again ever since. But it was unsettling because the day after that, that's when I found out there was a shooting during Caravana, and it was right outside, like right at the end of my road, and that guy might have been involved in some way, but I don't know. Like, either way, he used my bathroom. And that was that. My like trafficking experiences, I'll get into that like in other videos. I just want you guys to get a vibe for like how weird and eerie everything has been around my life. Like, how can this all be coincidences? Like, I don't know. Another one. I was with Devin Keir. He's like the lead singer of a band called Action. But like, I guess I pissed some people off doing something. I don't know. But I was offered a ride home, like probably like 4 a.m. or something like that. I can't remember, but I took the ride, and it was Devin and his 2 older cousins covered in tattoos. And I couldn't find my phone. So the guy in the front seat, he had my fucking phone. And I'm like, dude, that's my phone. Blah, 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 whatever. And he's like, oh, bitch, you want your phone? He chucks it out the window and makes Devin pull over, and then gets out of the car and like goes around and pulls me out of the fucking back of the seat and leaves me on the fucking street crying. And they're all laughing. And then they hop into a cab and take off. And I'm just like sitting on the street crying, and Devin Keir's in the car still. And like, when I got back in the car, he's like, what did you do, Stacia? And I'm like, I don't know. What did I do? What the fuck did I do? Nobody tells me. They just like to punish and then fuck off and disappear. So that wasn't like a brutal assault or anything, but it was shocking. And it like, you know, they fucked up my phone situation and like shocked the shit out of me. I didn't make it home. Well, actually, Devin did make sure I got home. But still, like, I never reported that to the police or anything like that because it was too random and weird. It's hard to call the police every time something weird happens. Like, and it's a lot, so you just kind of deal with it. But being as the police were involved again, thanks to Miss Caitlin Rage, I guess we should handle things more professionally and legally, which I'm trying to do. Okay? And like, I was never against police because I'm like black and like hate cops. It's just the injustices of not being helped. And like, you know, like even just when I was younger, I remember running. I was like running from a bar where my mom was drinking at or whatever, and I had to pee, or honestly, I had to take a shit, and I didn't want to do it downtown at wherever the fuck I was, so I was running home, and these cops saw me run, and just pull over and arrest me. I was freaking out, because I ended up pissing myself, so I was so embarrassed, and then they, like, took me to the hospital, and they strapped me in a hospital room, with like a strap on my forehead, around my neck, like my arms are strapped down, everything but my legs. And I remember like the female cop, she came into the room, closes the door because there's a male cop beside me, so it's just these 2 cops, and they're like, let's see what you have in your bag. And I'm like, fucking nothing. Like, you guys are fucking with my shit. Like, and I kicked at her. I didn't like kick her, but my leg was not strapped down to the table, so I like just kicked it in the air, like to tell her to fuck off, basically. Like, she can go look through my bag somewhere else. Like, get out of my room. I don't want to see this fucking bitch while I'm strapped and like pissed off. Just ridiculous. And after I kicked, he chokes me. Like, the male cop choked me the fuck out while I'm strapped. So, and I started crying, and I'm just like, why did you do that? And he said, "That's my friend." Like, so the cops are like bully gangsta weirdos too, which I'm sure everybody's aware of. But I mean, that situation happened like in high school. I wasn't arrested for anything, but like, it was just like, they just grabbed me off the street, accused me of shit, go through my bag, like forced me to be strapped down to a gurney in some weird fucking way, and then choked by a male police officer while the doors closed and nobody can see anything, you know? And it just scared the shit out of me. I don't know why, but since like things like that, it was hard for me to remember like when they helped me as a kid, because after a certain age, you're just to blame for all your problems. But it's like you're systematically let down by your guardians and your social group and the law, the healthcare system as well. Like, I can go on for days, okay? So there's just a little like um introduction to the gang stalking situations in my life. Like, oh, I'm just gonna throw this one on top of it. Getting arrested in 2019. So that porn whore that found my warrant or whatever from 2021. It was originally from 2019. And that arrest was a random, unlawful arrest. So I was in a fucking Uber taxi. And I was pulled over and arrested for reasons unknown. We don't know who called the cops. Nobody fucking knows. But the weirdest part about that is that I was arrested on the day of emancipation, which is August 1st. So the day slavery ended was the day that slavery was reignited in my fucking life, and through the law and through this band that I was in and my social scene, all this stupid shit. Oh yeah, and like the government, they're hilarious. So like I used to go by many different names. I never branded myself like a gimmick. Like I'm not like a Katie Rage. Like I'm just like an ex-entertainer. I'm a reformed entertainer, okay? But I had multiple names because I just did it for the money. I didn't do it for the clout or the fame. I didn't want to be really known. And truthfully, the only reason why I throw the name Bambi Beers around is because it's catchy. And I figured you guys need some sort of name to put on my past. Because, like, Anna, Lana, Desiree, Jackie, Laura, Sarah, Savannah, like, you know, just on and on, just to keep your privacy, right? Like, it wasn't about a gimmick. It was about keeping your, like, your true identity private. That's all. But yeah, so, but one of my first names was Bambi too, like, and that's on, my Belleville records. I got my first dancer's license at the Belleville police station when I was 19. And, but like, so in like 2021, when I moved back home again to heal, when I was up by the mall, and some young Muslim girl or Indian girl or whatever was wearing like a Bambi sweater, and it's hot as fuck. So like automatically I'm just like, this is weird. She's wearing a Bambi sweater and Bambi's on it, which is random. And she asked me where to find a job. So I think these people think that I recruit young females, and that was like a way to kind of scope me out to see how I respond to a young female looking for money or whatever. And I told her to go on jobbank.com and look for a fucking job. And I'm like, and then there's the mall. I'm like, print out a resume and go hand out a bunch. There's your answer. Like, when she asked, I didn't think that it was some sort of setup until afterwards. I'm like, that was weird. Okay. So they're watching and they're checking me out for all sorts of reasons. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. To the authorities, I'm sorry you guys are irritated by my existence, but just because you think I'm a piece of shit doesn't mean that I am. At least not to the extent that people are claiming. And as for everybody else, oh, did I not mention? Okay, wait, there's one more thing I want to talk about. So, like, around 2022, I started my harlot band up again, and I was kind of seeing a guy named Richard for like a couple days, and he was a guitar player. But on his way to my house, he got pulled over, and there was guns in the fucking car. So somebody that he doesn't know was driving him to my house with a bunch of artillery in the car. I don't know what would have happened if they showed up and something went down. I don't know. But either way, our 3-day relationship ended instantly. Some officer or somebody pulled them over and prevented them from coming to my house. And honestly, thank you, because that's probably, I wasn't in the right state of mind dating people that trash. No, I'm kidding. No offense. Honestly, he was a good person, to me growing up, but whatever. It's hard to explain. I just know that like I'm nobody's like second, third baby moms with no job kind of shit. Like I just wanted a guitar player. Okay. So that flopped. And, but when he was in the Kingston pen, so he was arrested, me and my aunt's friend, like he used to hook up with my aunt. He says it all the time. Bandit. He drove me to fill up his canteen, put some money in it, and on the way back, out of nowhere, he just got weird with me, and he's like, "Get the fuck out." Like, and I'm like, I'm not getting out. I'm not, like, you're not gonna just, like, leave me in the middle of the woods, like, on the side of the fucking road. Like, no, I'm not getting out. And he says that I'm a disgrace to the family. And then he pulled a fucking knife out, and he got out of the car and, like, walked ahead, like, with a knife. Like, preparing, like, he's, like, contemplating slicing me to shit. And I jumped in the back seat, locked all the doors, so when he tried to come around to open the door, I'm like, lock, 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 lock. And then he opened up the back latch, and he threw a boot and it hit me in the face. That's the only thing I remember from that situation. That's the rest is a blackout. But I woke up the next day in my bed. His fucking vehicle was in my driveway, but he was at his house, which is up the road. And I called the tow company to get his car removed from my driveway, and he pulled a fucking heavy, and he's like, "I want my $20 back." And the police, they were like, this blonde police officer was like adamant on his $20, and I'm like, but the guy fucking tried to attack me in the woods, like, with a fucking knife, and there was a butter knife that was nearby on the ground, and the one cop was like, "Is that it?" I'm like, no, I'm like, in his car, there's a fucking, like, a knife, like, a butcher fucking knife. And if they went to look, they would have found it. But that one female cop was so convinced that I'm just full of shit. Like, way to go. Women supporting women. Loser shit. Like, fuck. It pisses me off. Like, why are these women defending such rotten men? Like, and like, that's not like to go to say for 6ix9ine. Like, I'm not defending his crimes or anything, or the fact that he was affiliated. If anything, I wanting to connect with him because he had such a public pull. Like, he really could hit the masses. So if I could tame his heart, which in a way, I think I did spiritually. Now he's living like a better life. He's not like the way he was before. So something must have hit him, like some sort of change. I don't know. But I was hoping that like he was like me and wanted to change. And I'd see posts of him like helping out, like, you know, the less fortunate and all this shit. And like him being like, I'm sick of fame and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, fuck, maybe because I'm your soulmate. So let's like say fuck fame and be crazy together. That's just hypothetically. At bare minimum, I would have just liked to inspire his fan base to not be bad kids, because there's other things to do. Okay? So the whole purpose of me, like, showing people that I can write country music, that I'm a poet, that I like to do cosmetics, that I like writing books, it's not to be like, oh, I'm all over everything and I'm good at everything. It's to show people that no matter what you're doing and who you are, you can do stuff. You can experiment. You're more than like, nobody has to give you permission to be an artist or to try something new. So in a backwards way, I'm like a good role model. Just depends on where you're looking at it. Because I was speaking to the demographic of kids that were like jail kids, like bad kids. But then if you're like rich and normal looking at me, you'd be like, oh, you're a bad influence to our children. Well, not necessarily. Not if you're good parents that, like, you know, explain why people are the way they are. And it's not just because black people are bad and white people are good. It's unfortunately years of generational oppression and suppressed people. You know, like emancipation, segregation only ended in 1977. Slavery has been around for like 2 million years. So we've had about 50 years of non-racism slavery, and that's obviously not covering all of it. Like, just because the law demands that people change doesn't mean fuckhead up the road thinks the same way. He can still be a racist piece of shit and spray paint the N word on my fucking road, because that's happened. It is what it is. But for the black people watching this, if you guys ever thought that I like kicked my feet up and just like chose the white side, I've been fighting for black the whole time. Maybe not my ancestors, but I've been fighting for the black in me. And that means I've always given a fuck about black culture because I never lost sight of it in myself. As much as there's a part of me that is ashamed that my ancestors were slaves, they weren't always, and they aren't now. We still exist. We aren't all slaves. Some of us are lawyers, some of us are doctors, some of us are teachers, so the slavery shit needs to end. And I'd appreciate the endless desire to want to enslave me to dissipate, because I'm not here to be anybody's bitch slave, like, at all. And no, I don't enjoy being abused. No, I don't. So if you get fucking hit back, then maybe don't hit first, right? It's bizarre. Like, some guys will say that. They're like, if you don't want to be hit, don't hit first. Who's to say I hit the fucking guy first? All right, I'm going to end it there. Thanks for listening. And, I have a few more videos I want to release. My spiritual awakening, childhood trauma, and PTSD. There's a couple more things. My roommate's banging on my door, so I'm just going to end it here. Either way, whatever. I got some other shit I want to talk about, and we're going to wrap it up before 2026. And then no more discussion of these stupid fucking situations I hope ever reoccur. And if somebody does want to talk about it, you can just click on the link and hear me talk to a fucking camera, because I'm done repeating myself. Okay? Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Peace, love, and all that jazz.